Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Willow who lived in the forest with her fathers. They lived in a beautiful log cabin covered in ivy. Every morning she would run out and pull on the ivy and play with it, and her dads would be making breakfast playing the trumpet. She loved listening to her dads play trumpet. One morning she decided to go for a walk on her own. She loved to gather supplies and different foods for them to eat. So she was walking through the forest when she stumbled on this acorn. She got really nervous. She said, "Uh-oh, I've seen that acorn already. I think I'm going in circles." Sure enough, when she looked up, she didn't know where she was in the woods. She had wandered too far from home. She started crying because she didn't know where she was, when a little bunny hopped over to her and said, "Excuse me, do you need help, little miss?" She said, "Yeah, I do need help. I don't know how to get home." The bunny said, "Well, when I get lost, what I like to do is hop around until I find my home. Would you like to try that with me?" Willow said, "Okay." She started hopping and hopping and hopping, but she looked around and she still didn't know where she was. Soon, Porcupine came up and Porcupine said, "What are you guys doing? Do you need help with anything?" Everyone explained, "Well, Willow's lost and she's trying to get home." Porcupine said, "Well, when I'm lost, what I like to do is I like to check trees. I usually mark trees with my long fingernails, and that tells me how to get home." He said, "Why don't we check trees and see if you can find your way home that way?" So Willow said, "Okay." She started following and feeling all the trees, but every tree she felt the same. She didn't know how to get home. She sat next to a big tree and just started crying, thinking, "I don't know how. What am I going to do? It's getting dark." Something started talking to her from up above. She looked up at the top of the tree and she saw an owl. Owl said, "Well, when I can't find my way home, what I do is I call to my friends and family, and they usually call back. That way I know how to get home. So why don't we try that?" He said, "You go like this." So Willow tried. She tried and she listened and she listened. And then she heard something. She said, "Owl, do you hear that?" Owl said, "Yes." And they started following the sound. It was the sound of a trumpet. They kept following it, and sure enough, she saw and she felt the ivy right on her house. She hopped in excitement and ran inside to hug her dads. The end.